Salome everybody, my name is Terrifiger and welcome to my reaction video of Llamas with Hats. Now honestly, Llamas with Hats was actually something that my older sister Selena had requested that I check out. She suggested that like, hey, you should check this out. I really think you'd enjoy it. But she recommended it to me a super duper duper long time ago, and I honestly had forgotten to even check it out. But then my friend Jay posted the link to Llamas with Hats 1 to 12 plus the epilogue in my Discord server. It reminded me of like, oh wait a second, yeah, Selena had requested that I check this out, but then I was thinking, you know, I actually want to do this for a reaction video. So yeah, like I have no idea what it's about. Like Llamas with Hats, and it was made a very long time ago, I think like over a decade ago, back when YouTube was pretty early or something, and when the guidelines of YouTube weren't so strict like they are now. But yeah, let's check this out and see what Llamas with Hats is like. So I've just got the video up here, the one that Jay had put in the Discord server, 1 to 12 plus the epilogue. I got a full screened here, so let's do it.
Carl! There is a dead human in our house!
Oh, hey! How did he get here?
Carl, what did you do?
Me? I didn't do this.
Explain what happened, Carl.
Already I'm
I've never seen him
confused.
before in my life.
Why did you kill this person, Carl?
I do not kill people. That is my least favorite
Now the
thing to
quality's
do.
Tell
better.
me,
The quality
Carl,
looked bad,
exactly
and I
what you were
wondered why.
doing before I got home.
All right, well, I was upstairs.
Okay.
I was sitting in my room.
Yes.
Reading a book.
Go on.
And, well, this guy walked in.
Okay.
So I went up to him.
Yes.
And I stabbed him 37 times in the chest.
You don't have any hands.
That
How did you do
kills
that?
People.
Wow, I didn't know that.
How could you not know that?
Yeah, I'm in the wrong here. I suck.
What happened to his hands?
What's that?
His hands.
Yeah, I was wondering
Why
his
are
hands.
they
Where are they
missing?
going?
Well, I kind of cooked them up and ate them.
Carl!
Well, I was hungry, and well, you know, when you crave hands, that's.
Why on earth would you do that?
I was hungry for hands. Give me a break.
Yeah, like this is
Carl!
just a
Stomach was
normal
making
thing.
the rumblies that only hands would satisfy.
What is wrong with you, Carl?
Well, I kill people and I eat hands. That's two things.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Jason Steele, you're the guy who created this? Oh my god. Okay, so now I can see why Selena thought that I would like this. The humor just seems like, it seems dark for sure, and very, very random, and also kind of fast-paced. It's just, it's strange. That's my first impression with episode 1. It's just strange, but I'm intrigued. Filmcow.com. Is that like an actual website where like this originally was?
Carl, what on earth was all that?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
You sunk an entire cruise ship, Carl.
Are you sure that was me? I would think I would remember something like that.
How is he
Carl,
doing
I
this
watched
stuff?
You fire a harpoon into the captain's face.
That sounds dangerous.
You were headbutting children off the side of the ship.
That must have been horrifying to watch.
And then you started making out with the ice sculpture.
Thank God that the children weren't on board to see it.
Carl, why is the lifeboat all red and sticky?
Whoa, I guess you could say it is red and sticky.
Carl, what are we standing in?
Would you believe it's strawberry milkshake?
No, I would not believe that.
Melted gumdrops.
No.
Boat nectar.
No.
I think I know what it is.
Tell me the truth, Carl.
Fine. It's the lovely elderly couple from 2B.
Carl!
Well, they were taking all the crescent rolls.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I will not apologize for art.
Where are the other lifeboats?
Whoa, you won the prize. I didn't even notice that.
Where are the other lifeboats, Carl?
Looking at the trajectory of the moon and the sun, probably at the bottom of the ocean. I bet lots of holes in them.
Carl!
Why is
I have a problem. I have a serious problem.
Yeah, you do.
It's terrible today.
Shh. Do you hear that? That's the sound of forgiveness.
That's the sound of people drowning, Carl.
That is what forgiveness sounds like. Screaming and then silence.
Really? I thought forgiveness was a relatively quieter sound, but... Oh my god. Freaking
Carl, we're
random.
supposed to be on vacation.
I don't know about you, but I am having a wonderful time here.
You toppled the South American government, Carl.
Carl
People
keeps
have
doing all this
spoken.
bad
Viva la
stuff.
resistance.
You pushed the
Why?
resistance leader into a giant
Like,
fan.
honestly.
He was a
what-
traitor and a scoundrel.
He was trying to stop you from pushing other people into a giant fan.
Oh, that was
Whoa.
a foot. I appear to have swallowed an entire person.
That would be the hotel
How?
bartender.
Well, that explains why my mojito is taking so long.
There's a
was
lot of stuff
horrifying.
that I
Both
don't understand
unhinged
how
like
he's
a
doing.
snake.
Wow, that sounds pretty awesome.
I can't go anywhere with you, Carl.
That hurt my feelings. Now we're both in the wrong.
I want to go home. We're leaving.
In that case, I should probably mention that I filled our luggage with orphan meat.
What?
Well, I'm building a meat dragon, and not just any meat will do.
You know what? Forget it. I'm not even shocked anymore.
Ah, that's no fun.
This has become the norm for you, Carl.
I'll have to try harder next time.
Please don't.
I feel like I've been issued a challenge.
Carl!
It's too late now. You? I totally don't remember your name.
We've known each other for 3 years,
Yeah, what is his
Carl.
name,
What an
actually?
impression you've made.
My name is Paul.
What?
I
Paul.
said my name is Paul.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were a woman.
Why would you think that?
Mostly the hat. Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have some pictures to delete from my computer.
What? So like, that's making me wonder now. He's saying that, like, I thought you were a woman. I'm wondering if that's because that, like, the fans of this Llamas with Hats thing originally thought that that llama was a girl. I'm wondering if that's the reason why Carl said that. But okay, so it's Paul and Carl. Carl is very obviously the crazy one, and Paul is the normal one. I don't know why, like I don't know why they're friends, and because, like, obviously Paul is shocked and horrified by everything that Carl is doing, and I don't know how Carl is doing this stuff. Like, he kills a person, chops off his hands, he stabs him, he sinks a ship, he bites holes in the lifeboats, he, like, swallows an entire person. I'm thinking, like, a lot of this stuff requires hands to do, and he has none. He's just got hooves. So, like, how? I'm so confused. I don't think that this is something I'm actually supposed to put logic into. It's just something I'm just supposed to digest and enjoy. But yeah, I mean, I like this for sure. I like this.
Carl, you've tracked mud all over the carpet.
Now that right there is a mess.
I just had it
Well,
cleaned
that's
yesterday,
tamer
Carl.
than the
Not
other stuff
responsible
he's
for
done.
this. I've been jamming on the saxophone all morning.
They're clearly your hoof prints, Carl.
Then there is an imposter on the loose.
They lead directly to you.
Clue number 1. The imposter is a phantom.
Carl, stop avoiding.
Okay, I take it back. It's no longer more normal.
Carl!
Happy birthday!
It's not. Please tell me you had nothing to do with this.
Why don't you blow out your candle?
You've gone too far this time, Carl.
What's that? It's hard to hear you over the sound of melting city.
How did you even do this?
A dollop of fairy dust.
I asked that with a lot of
Ripped
the
tag
stuff
off
he
a
does.
mattress.
This isn't funny, Carl.
Who's laughing? Clearly not all the people who just exploded.
I'm leaving. I've had enough of this.
But think of all the perfectly roasted faces we get to munch on now.
What? Why?
Because we're friends, and friendship is two pals munching on a well-cooked face together.
No.
That isn't friendship, Carl. That's sick.
Well,
Right.
then you're probably not going to like your birthday decorations.
It's not even my. Oh my God.
Surprise!
Oh no. Ah.
I'm sorry, I thought you liked faces. Obviously, there's a miscommunication.
This is awful, Carl.
You're right,
Yeah.
it's not nearly as tasteful as I pictured it in my head.
I
God.
think I'm gonna throw. Oh God, one touched me.
This was clearly the wrong way to go.
It looks so
What can I
visceral,
say?
like the
I
blood
expected them to be
effects.
cooked more. Raw face is just gross.
That isn't the problem, Carl. Why would you think any of this was a good idea?
Probably because I'm a dangerous sociopath with a long history of violence.
Oh.
I don't understand how you keep forgetting that.
Is it something that he's really forgetting, or is it just something that he's putting up with? That's honestly, like, yeah, I mean, he very clearly is a sociopath, but
Carl!
okay.
I know you've done something.
Whatever do you mean?
You've always done something. It's a lovely day out. We're having a good time. What have you done?
You mistake me for some
Yeah,
sort of
having a
scoundrel.
good time just
Carl.
standing
I
there
am a
and staring
respected
at each
member of
other.
the community. To even insinuate.
Okay, Carl. So what did you do today?
Well, let's see. I washed the car.
Uh-huh.
I made a donation to the local Girl Scout troop.
Sure.
I
Okay.
returned an overdue movie at Blockbuster.
What else?
I stepped on a ladybug by accident.
Go on.
And I baked some banana bread for our neighbor Pat. I believe that's it. Done.
That's
Good
it.
for you.
That's all I did today. Oh.
And you did that.
Carl, what is that?
I may have forgot to mention one of my activities.
Yep.
I apologize. That was wrong.
Explain, Carl.
Well, from here, it looks like a weather balloon.
I'm not in the mood for this.
I think
Doesn't
it's
it?
just a lens flare and some dust.
Just tell me, Carl.
Fine. I may have created a crack in space-time
Oh.
through which to collect millions of baby hands.
Oh.
Huh.
What do you mean, huh?
I think I was expecting worse.
Worse, but this is totally fucked, bro.
Where are they
But after
coming
last
from?
time with a nuke and the faces, it's just...
Come on, look at this. How did I even do this?
I don't understand how or why you do anything.
Do you know what
Neither
it feels
do
like to
I.
be Carl right now. It hurts. Not as much as the babies, but it hurts.
Carl.
What?
Why are there only hands from white babies?
Well, you know, Whitey's got to pay.
Ah.
And the payment is baby hands.
What? Okay, honestly, if there is any merchandise made of these, I would just like a t-shirt that has Carl on it, and then in quotation marks, Whitey's gotta pay, and the payment is baby hands. Like, honestly, I would love to have a t-shirt that has that. That is just hilarious. Oh my god, like, I was thinking that, like, the stuff that he's doing is just gonna, like, keep on escalating, but honestly, what Paul said, I think that I was expecting worse, because it ended, like, in the previous, when he blew up a whole city, and then cut off people's faces, put them on balloons, and then had them drifting by, and the one right after that, he actually just, like, creates a crack of space-time where baby hands come out. Like, that's like less destructive, I would say. I thought that it was escalating, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Oh, sorry. I hit enter. I meant to press space. I like the little reggae music playing afterwards. Oh.
Aren't you gonna say it?
Say what, Carl?
That. My name, all offended and annoyed.
I'm leaving, Carl.
What?
I'm moving out.
It's the meat conveyor, isn't it? You never were a fan of
That's
modern
what
home
it is,
design.
okay.
It's a lot of things, Carl.
Just let me explain. Efficiency. Industry. Never before has this many dead bodies been so manageable.
Carl.
I'm the Henry Ford of human meat.
I've already packed. I'm not coming back, Carl.
Come on, we haven't even gotten to the big
Good for you,
surprise yet.
Paul.
I'm sure it's very upsetting.
Well, now I don't even want to show you.
Good. I do not want to see it.
Man, you are being a huge beehole right now.
I'm not the one shoving people into a meat grinder.
It's not a meat grinder, it's an orphan stomper.
Gross.
What's
know
with
what's gross?
orphans?
Your attitude.
Are you serious?
What have I done to deserve all
It's
this
like
beehole coming out of your
Carl
mouth?
is
everything,
deliberately
Carl.
doing this
It's
for
everything
shock
you've done
value and
ever.
nothing
Everything.
else.
Even that time I helped Mrs. Bigsby with her garden?
You buried her there.
It's what she would have wanted.
You buried her alive.
She wasn't keeping up with the weeding. As president of the Homeowners Association, I had to take immediate action.
All you do is kill people, Carl.
That's like saying all Mozart did was write songs.
You are completely insane.
Oh, weird. That's what all these orphans said.
Oh.
Is that the surprise?
No.
That looks like a meat dragon. Did you finish your meat dragon, Carl?
Maybe.
He did say he was making one.
It's horrifying, Carl.
Thank you.
Yeah, jeez. That actually does look like nightmare fuel there. Okay, well, good. Paul is actually leaving Carl. Does that mean that there's like an actual plot line coming along here? I hope so. Because that would make it more...
Who, me?
Okay, he really did
Whatever
leave.
could you be
And you tried to
referring to?
replace him.
Oh, the hand chair. I've recently taken up carpentry. Now, how would you feel if I called your work a monstrosity? Of course I had to use faces. Anything else would be disrespecting the art. It's called modernism, only I've made it more modern by using face parts of city council members. I disagreed with the election results. Someone had to take a stand. I'm a patriot and a hero. Fine, if you're going to whine about it, I can sew them back on. I think their bodies are still in my blood canal. Yes, I'm the crazy
It's this
one.
poor
not the
sheep
people who
having to
elected these
go through
buffoons.
this.
If you paid any attention to our city charter meetings, you would see it wasn't an overreaction.
Huh.
What are you doing? You're sitting. You never sit. You're always standing, Paul. You're not supposed to sit.
Always standing just like...
I find this very upsetting. You don't even care, do you, about my feelings? Will you please just stand up, Paul? I don't even know who you are anymore. No, you cannot take off the mask. It has to look right when I throw you in the blood canal.
Oh. Throw him in the blood Is that insinuating that he killed Paul? He threw Paul in the blood canal and now he's making new Pauls and then killing them too?
Paul? Are you home?
Oh, no, he's
Ding
not.
dong. Landlord.
Oh,
Pizza delivery.
he's got a bit of scruff on his
Fire
chin.
department. Bank manager, you have an appointment?
What do you want, Carl?
I want
Okay,
to be
good,
treated
he's
like a
alive,
friend,
thank you.
Paul.
We're not friends anymore.
Didn't you get my apology piano?
Pianos aren't supposed to bleed and scream.
I guess it was less a piano and more a statement on pianos.
Why can't you go horrify someone else, Carl?
I miss your grumpy face, and the paw mask I made hasn't helped. It's not grump enough.
You made a mask of my face?
Yes, and speaking of which, you might want to avoid being seen by federal investigators.
Carl.
To some, you are now known as Nikolai Sponikov, brutal leader of the Russian opium cartel.
Go home,
He
Carl.
really
I'm
wore
calling
the mask.
police.
Bad idea,
and
Nikolai.
used it
And
to
you know there
do
isn't a prison I
bad
can't
stuff,
nibble my way out
really?
of.
I'm dialing.
I've got nowhere to go. I burned my house down once it had enough swans inside, and I used up the rest of my savings buying the swans.
Once it had enough...
That, Carl.
Society. Society and the swans.
Carl, please. I really gave you every chance I could. I can't do it anymore.
What if I gave you
Actually
$10
got really
million
sad.
cash?
You don't have $10 million, Carl.
I buried a large chest of doubloons once. I can go dig that up.
No, Carl.
It was either doubloons or my zoo books. A lot of something is in a
Zoo
hole
books.
somewhere.
I'm putting on some music, Carl. I'm not listening anymore.
Rude. I'm sorry, flesh me is so ungrateful, Carl. And after all we've been through, it's scandalous, I say. You do such incredible things and deserve appreciation. It's okay, he'll come around.
I hope the music's
As soon
not
as the
ca-
swan piano
copyrighted.
arrives.
Carl!
You're welcome.
The swan piano. Alright.
Carl, I can't believe you.
Uh-oh, what have I done this time?
You
What
killed
have you
someone
done?
and chopped them up, and they're right here on the floor, Carl.
I didn't do that.
Ah.
Why would you think I did such a
He's
thing?
looking more and more
Carl, all
disheveled.
the
Even his
blood and
hat,
the
too.
pieces, you murderer.
I think I would have remembered dismembering someone and putting all their bits on the ground right here. That's not the sort of thing I would usually forget about.
Carl, I hate you, Carl. I hate you.
Oh, watch it. Now who's being hurtful? You, Paul. You.
Carl.
Who said that?
Good question.
It was me, Carl.
Paul?
Yes, Carl.
You came back.
You must finish your work, Carl.
My work?
There is so much to do. We mustn't dawdle.
You said you weren't coming back.
Carl.
Yeah?
Carl.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Carl.
What?
What are you planning, Carl?
I'm kind of just freestyling it these days, taking things as they come.
You're better than that, Carl. You're better.
I am, aren't I?
You're Carl.
I am Carl.
Carl.
That's me.
Carl.
You sure like your yelling.
Okay, there's some... I've got to, like, process this for a second here. So obviously, Carl's kind of losing his mind without Paul. He has the Paul mask and he's he's like setting up scenarios for them to like interact with, but he's the one voicing the Paul mask. It's getting to the point where like he's saying things that Paul wouldn't even say, i.e., I hate you, Carl. That doesn't sound like Paul at all. And then the Paul mask comes to life? I mean, I'm sure it'll be explained later on, but, like, I'm really confused. Like, the Paul mask comes to life, and, like, it's actually wanting Carl to keep doing bad stuff. It's really confusing. And I also noticed that, like, the credits music is starting to sound a little distorted, which I don't know if that's supposed to be representing Carl's mental state as it's, like, deteriorating or something. See, it sounds a little bit distorted there.
Paul?
I can't see anything.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, neither can I. Oh, there you go.
You need to get out.
His
Carl.
ear!
You're in great danger.
Where are we?
I'll find a light, Carl.
Okay. I don't remember how I got here.
You need to get out, Carl.
Oh!
Oh, it's my gore pit.
You had a
A
terrible
gore.
fall,
Ugh,
Carl.
that's
I
huge.
think my legs are broken.
You're in danger. You need to get up.
How long have I been down here? It feels like a long time.
Your work isn't finished, Carl. You have so much more to do.
I don't know if I
The
can
bone
move, Paul.
poking
You
through the
must
knee.
act quickly. Something is down here with us.
That's probably the basilisk. It won't bother us. The stupid thing only eats Chipotle.
It grows closer.
Were you always this creepy, Paul?
I'll go find some rope.
And some Neosporin if you see a tube.
Carl!
I know. It's all laughs with old Carl.
Man, how did it end up like this?
Paul?
This series, I mean.
Was that you? Maybe it's my stomach making the rumblies. Hungry for hands. Remember that, Paul? Paul?
I don't think...
Carl!
No luck with the rope?
I'm sorry, Carl. You'll need to do this yourself.
Well, that's a bummer.
Carl!
That's not gonna work. I'm in too bad a mood.
Carl!
All right. Oh, hey, how did all these bodies get down here?
You killed all these people, Carl.
Collecting piles of human meat is my least favorite thing to do.
Carl!
I am a rascal, just a no-good troublemaker. That's me.
Kind of like... Ugh, really creepy. Like, honestly, at first I was like wondering like whether that was actually the real Paul or not, because it sounded like Paul, but it sure isn't acting like him. Honestly, I'm starting to think that it's a demon that's like impersonating Paul. Like it's taking advantage of Carl's already like I mean he's Carl said he's a sociopath. I think probably psychopath is more accurate. But he's taking advantage of that. The demon is taking advantage of Carl's ASPD, I guess I'd say, and then using that to like just make him do more and more horrible things and pushing him to the edge. So, like, how far are they willing to take this? Oh my gosh. The whole place is in ruin, and he's missing a leg.
I guess I'm done.
You must complete your work, Carl.
There's nothing left to complete. It's all gone.
Sure seems like it.
I'm done, Paul. Why are you still yelling at me?
You must complete your work, Carl.
All the hands are eaten, all the meat creatures are made, unleashed, and then also eaten.
Carl!
Yes, it was very upsetting.
I can't believe you, Carl.
Do you remember the blood vortex in Paris?
Carl!
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Carl!
You know what? I don't even think you're really Paul.
Of course I
Neither
am.
do I.
I think you're a liar and a cheat.
You must finish your work, Carl.
I'm gonna go find the real Paul.
Carl!
I don't think he's gonna be very pleased about all this stuff I've done.
It's almost time.
Remember the orb thing
Almost
with all the
time.
nerves? It would shock people beneath their skin?
Yes, Carl.
Paul is going to be really upset to learn I made that.
You're almost done, Carl.
When I find the real Paul, I
For
bet he's going
what?
to be the
Almost
most
done for
mad at
what?
you.
Carl!
Identity theft. That's a felony.
Carl!
Yelling. Also a felony.
Carl!
Paul! Paul!
Damn. Oh, jeez. It's getting so freaking distorted, and it sounds like there's like apocalypse sounds in the background now. Well, I guess
Paul,
Carl did cause
are
the
you home?
apocalypse.
Paul!
I'm right here, Carl.
No, you're not. You're not Paul. You're an imposter.
Carl!
Stop it!
You must finish your work, Carl.
Paul! Paul!
You're almost done, Carl.
I'm coming in, Paul. I'm sorry if this violates your restraining order, but it's important. Paul? Paul?
I kind of doubt Paul's there if his place is in ruin.
I
Oh!
guess you're gone.
Oh! And... Wait, and the mask wasn't floating anymore, it was now around his neck. Does that mean that he was actually hallucinating the mask floating around the entire time? Oh my god. This all of a sudden just got really sad. Everything's ruined. That looks like their old neighborhood. Well, at least the Eiffel Tower is still technically standing. It's just kind of dented.
Carl! Oh, hey!
Carl!
I didn't do that.
Carl! Carl!
Oh, oh my god! That was genuinely upsetting. What the hell? How the heck did this series get from being like so funny and jokey to all of a sudden ending like this? And now the music's all happy. Is this supposed to like symbolize that Carl is finally at peace or something because now he's dead? Who's Scuffy? And Stephanie Steele. And Jason Steele. That's the end? But wait, no. There's still an epilogue. Wait, there's still an epilogue. This one giant block here. This 12th episode just finished, and now it's the epilogue. With the runtime on this video, the epilogue is like 20 minutes long? That's longer than the entire series! Technically. But okay, what possibly could the epilogue entail? The afterlife? Alright, well, it's actually got a title card this time. And it's very, very quiet. It's a phone.
Carl! Is that a hand?
Whoa, I think it is.
How did it get in here?
I left the window open. I take full responsibility.
A hand wouldn't just wander in through an open window, Carl.
It's been a windy day.
Carl!
I felt definite gusts earlier.
A breeze does not explain a severed hand.
I don't like the accusatory tones in your voice.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
I'm a pillar of the community and a known philanthropist.
I know, Carl. I just don't understand how a human hand ended up on our floor.
Well, let's retrace our steps. What have you been up to today?
I've been waiting for the plumber all day, but he never showed up.
Oh.
What? What is it?
The hand of the plumber?
This has all been a huge misunderstanding.
What do you mean?
A man came by earlier trying to get into our bathroom.
Okay.
I thought he was some kind of pervo, wanting to touch our you-know-whats.
Oh no.
So I made a citizen's arrest, and then nibbled his hands off as a citizen's punishment.
Carl!
I was protecting the sanctity of the bathroom.
You bit off a man's hands!
I believe I said nibble. Words mean things.
This is terrible, Carl!
I can see now that I reacted without knowing all the facts.
I can't believe you're capable of such a thing!
It was a confused moment. Tensions were
I
high.
can't believe
I
you're
don't know,
capable of such a
Carl.
thing.
I'm as much a victim as anybody.
I'd like to believe you, but...
Well, believe this. I, Carl, solemnly swear, on my honor as County Comptroller and President of the PTA, that I will never harm a living soul ever again.
Yeah, right. So what? That was like the very first incident he ever did? Hence why Paul said, can't believe you're capable of this or something? Okay, and then this is just, then now that's like a flash forward now. So that was like a flashback. There goes Paul's hat. The heck is that thing? Is that some other creature that Carl had created? I mean, it doesn't look to be alive. We cut off an entire part of a building and it's bleeding? That doesn't seem right. Bunch of skulls. I mean, the actual art in here looks great. Oh, and it's back to this part. You're gonna show me this again? Really?
Carl!
Yep.
Oh, hey!
Carl!
I didn't do that.
Carl! Carl!
This music honestly makes this moment feel less sad than the other one did. Oddly enough. There goes his hat. His body looks all bruised, too, I guess from the impact of the water. We have yet to see any of these characters actually walk or move their legs at all. But he's just, like, stiff as a board. What? What? Icy fingers. Is this like another thing that Carl had created? Alright. Maybe those are the hands of God and they're gonna take him to the afterlife, or whichever afterlife he may have. Nope, they just took him to space. And he's all cured. Except he doesn't have his hat still. Okay. Oh wait, never mind, there it is. And... there. Good as new. Oh, is that the moon? No, sorry. That's definitely not the moon. It's... oh my god. What is... Oh, Paul?
Paul?
Yep. Don't be the mask. Don't be the mask. What?
We're ready for you, Carl.
Oh, hey. Ready for what?
Yeah, that's the question, huh?
What is that thing?
Well, you coming?
I think I'll just... Ah, There we go.
Ooh.
The heck?
I don't know. Maybe I ate too many hands and now I have hand powers.
That's
Ooh.
not what's going on here. Hey, get away from me. Don't touch my tome. Don't touch it. Hey, that's my tome. That's my tome.
Ooh.
Now you've done it. You're in big trouble, Carl.
Trouble? Me?
That was my tome.
Hey, buddy, I just work here.
What? No, you don't. What?
You know?
When
I've
those
never
giant
eaten
hands
tube
grabbed
meat
Carl,
before.
that's when you
You
must have
wouldn't?
I've
gotten the
eaten pretty
hand
much
powers, I
everything
guess.
else.
But why? Why would you do this?
Maybe I'll get tube powers.
All right, we're done.
Aw, spoil sport.
He's gonna eat the thing. I mean, if something is sentient, you certainly shouldn't eat it. That's just kind of like a rule of nature,
All right,
I'd say.
I'm sorry I tried to eat your tube meat. That was wrong of me. I had a rough childhood. Street crime, gang violence, El Nino. My mother was a big balloon. She used to tie her string around my leg and float me around the city, dropping me into dump trucks.
That doesn't
All
make any
right,
sense.
look, if you're willing to...
Oh, okay.
No, no, no!
Oh, okay. Okay, you tricked him.
I can't believe you've done this.
Neither can I. You taste like old guacamole.
Well, that's that, I suppose.
I was wondering where that was gonna go. Oh god.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Apparently tube meat should be sipped, not chugged.
Or not ingested at all.
Paul.
Where is Paul in all this? Are we gonna actually
Help
see
me.
him? Oh. Oh,
Well, there's no helping old Carl now.
okay.
I've truly gone and done it this time.
Yeah, you have.
Unless...
Well. Oh. Can he straighten himself back out?
Paul! If you're out there, duck!
Oh. Whoa. So it ended up making him all, like, craggly and weird. Oh.
I remember this place. This is where I first saw Paul.
Oh. So maybe that's where he's
It
calling
wasn't
from.
during the day, though. I remember the moon was out.
The moon. Okay. So it was nighttime. Ah! Please fully materialize.
I always thought of you as made of moonlight. Because of that first night.
Aww. That's kind of sweet, actually.
You were looking for something. I don't remember what. It wasn't important, and you never found it. Maybe we're both still here. Maybe we've been here all along. Just two llamas in a meadow. Maybe if I... Aha! Let's see. Oh, yeah. It was a pen cap. I never understood how you could hold a pen. Lost again.
I'm genuinely really having a hard time following where this is going. This is not like a regular episode of Llamas with Hats. This is like a way more dramatic turn.
Well, there go all our plans.
Come on, it's just a little rain.
Washed away. Washed away.
Oh!
If you don't want to go out, there's plenty of things we can do inside.
Like what?
We could play Truth or Dare.
Okay, Carl. Truth.
That is giving me Slender Man vibes.
Why? Why did you leave?
Threads that hold us together, Carl. Threads that connect us to every other living soul.
You left me over knitting?
Every time you killed someone, you cut another thread. One by one by one by one. And eventually, there just weren't any left. I didn't leave you, Carl. You left the world.
I choose dare.
Bury yourself in a deep hole. Stay there forever. Spend the rest of time in darkness and solitude. Free the rest of us from you.
Okay, so, like, also similarly cased with the Paul mask. I don't know if that was actually Paul or not, or if that was, like, some kind of hallucination. If it was really, like, Paul's spirit talking from beyond the grave, it kind of did have kind of, like, a ghostly edge to his voice, so maybe it was actually his spirit talking to him from beyond the grave.
There you are.
Didn't I eat you?
It's that
What are
thing
you
again.
doing in this big gross hole?
I'm becoming a productive member of society.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be a good boy from now on, so Paul will forgive me.
Yeah, I think you're on the wrong track here.
Let's agree to disregard what you said because you're wrong.
Well, I'll leave you to your hole then.
Why am I on the wrong track?
You don't deserve forgiveness.
You're pretty judgmental for a tube.
You killed everyone you ever met, Carl.
That's a very negative way of looking at things.
Literally everyone.
Yeah, and I feel very bad about it.
You only feel bad when something you want gets taken away from you.
Stop it.
You never feel bad when you're ripping things away from everyone else. Yeah.
Well, I don't want all this tube meat to go to waste.
Is that tube supposed to, like, represent his conscience or something? What happened to him? Dude, the last time you ate tube meat, you got distorted. You really ate some more, and then you became this? Oh, he's dancing. Well, he seems happier now. Man, at least he's actually showing the capability of moving his legs. And quite elegantly, too. I thought that was a mountain. It's not a mountain. Hold on. I'm having a lot of trouble deciding if this is something literally happening or if this is all metaphorical. I don't know if this big pile of screaming people or screaming heads are representative of everybody who Carl has ever killed. Is it supposed to be like them making peace with him and now they're dancing together? Or is this lulling into like a false insecurity? I don't know. I'm having a lot of trouble following like where this epilogue is going. Just because it's so far removed from everything else that like Llamas with Hats normally is. Taking a much more dramatic turn, and it feels like it's giving like a proper ending for Carl. But I mean, the turns it's taken along the way. I don't even know what that tube thing with the bulb on the end of it is. If that really does represent Carl's conscience, and then Carl consistently destroying his conscience is showing about how like he's really not a good person or something. I don't know, but then why would it deform him? Is that also metaphorical, or is that like? Is like, you know, is metaphorical of how much he'd change if he really just paid attention to his conscience or something, and that's why he becomes like that after he eats what's inside the tube. I don't know. This is really confusing. If anybody could like actually explain to me what the heck the epilogue means, that would be great, because honestly, it's just so freaking confusing. But all right. Oh. Wow, I really paused at completely the wrong time. That threw that theory out the window of the people he's killed making peace with him. Obviously, they still harbor negative feelings towards him. Oh.
It's a beautiful day, friend.
Is it?
Somewhere it is.
It is today. It's very sunny. But also cold.
Do you think I'm beyond redemption?
Yes.
You don't even know me.
Okay, tell me about yourself.
I once cut a guy in half with a hula hoop.
Wow.
The trick is building up enough momentum.
I see.
I made a hula hoop out of human skin and bones, and then I made another guy eat the hoop. Lengthwise.
Aha.
I stuffed a bunch of orphans into one huge hula hoop and then rolled them down a hill into a lake. On Christmas morning.
Ugh.
You must love hula hoops.
Not
That's what I
really.
was thinking.
I just killed so many people that there happens to be multiple hula hoop examples.
Well, that all sounds pretty terrible.
It was. I'm a no-good son of a you-know-what.
And what have you done to redeem yourself?
Well, I said I was sorry. Like, a lot.
I don't think that's going to cut it.
Oh, yeah? What
You're
do
right.
you know?
I'm an acorn.
What does that have to do with anything?
You could be an acorn too.
I don't think that's a solution to my current predicament.
There are no solutions. Not for you. Not anymore. You gotta grow into a big, beautiful tree.
I don't want to grow into a tree. I'm Carl.
Well, Carl's a dangerous sociopath with a long history of violence.
Whatever.
Damn. That acorn was spitting facts,
Oh,
though.
you were quoting me. I said that. Ugh. What's with all the rain? Get a life! You know what?
Oh. Oh. Whoa!
I don't know what kind of establishment you're trying to run here, but I'm leaving.
Ah. Feels a little trippy. He's
I'm
stretching.
finding Paul. I'm sorting things out between us. He'll listen to me. He'll understand.
Are the hands still stretching him? Oh. He's dead. He's still dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
How did I forget that?
How did you?
Dead. And it's my fault. I did this. Carl did this.
Oh, he's in that room.
Paul! I hope you're having a better time than I am. I really mean that. I think I'm lost, Paul. I don't think things are going to work out for me. But you've still got a chance. As long as you stay away from me. Or I stay away from you.
And now it's back underwater where he jumped into the ocean. So, oh! It's an acorn, made up of the wispy energy that his hands are. So at least Carl is like recognizing that he really just can't be around Paul. That they're not right for each other, so to speak. The acorn top being green, is that supposed to deliberately resemble Carl's hat? Oh, it's growing. First Paul told Carl to bury himself under the ground, spend the rest of his life in solitude, and then the acorn told him to become a tree. Is that what actually just happened? Yeah? Oh! They're hats! Carl and Paul is the moon, and Carl is the tree. Because he did say that Paul was like made of moonlight. And of course there's his hat there, but okay. So that way they can still see each other, but they're not physically near each other. He's still technically staying away from Paul. Okay, well... Chris Alex as Carl. Jason Steele as Paul Tube Acorn. Okay. Wow. I'm really struggling to figure out like what the heck the epilogue was actually about. Was it actually just all about Carl trying to find redemption? I mean, like obviously, like yeah, he is beyond forgiveness, absolutely. Beyond redemption, though, that I'm not sure. I mean, like normally, like I'm the kind of guy who believes that like everybody deserves a second chance, but him, I mean, I think he's already been given so many chances. Paul gave him so many chances, I think. And he did say that he was sorry a lot, but then he kept doing it. The stuff. All the bad stuff to everybody and to the world itself. Which shows that, like, he wasn't really sorry. I mean, like, I don't know why he, like, felt the need to keep doing everything. I'm thinking a lot about, like, what that tube meat thing and the acorn were saying to him. Because, like, they were speaking truth there. The tube meat was saying that Carl, like, he doesn't ever feel bad when he's going about and doing all the bad stuff he does, and the acorn was saying that he was beyond forgiveness and he needed to become a tree. And like in both instances of of Carl interacting with those two things, he like summoned his spectral hands and just killed them. Very, very indifferently. And that's it. That's it. That's the end. Oh my god, it's so freaking nuts. It's so freaking nuts. This series, like, okay, it started out being really, really funny, but then as time went on, it started to get like an actual plot line started happening. It wasn't that like every episode was like a standalone one. I mean, in the beginning it was, but then an actual plot line started developing from the sixth episode, something like that. It developed. It got sadder and sadder because Carl was obviously like losing his mind. It was like becoming more disturbing. But then once it was revealed that Paul was actually dead, then like that's when it actually started getting really sad. The Paul, like I still don't know like what the heck the Paul mask symbolizes. I'm having so much trouble figuring out like what the Paul mask symbolizes, what the tube meat symbolizes, what even the little acorn talking to him symbolizes. When Carl was speaking to Paul, but it was like all dark and shadowy, and like talking about like the threads that tether us to this reality or something. Like I don't know if that was actually the real Paul or like speaking to him from beyond the grave, or if it was a hallucination. Because that even when he was calling out like Carl, like it had a kind of a wispy, ghostly edge to it, and it sounded a lot like he was a spirit calling from beyond the grave. So like obviously he's still dead, but I didn't know like anytime that Carl was interacting with Paul after that, I didn't know whether Paul was actually the spirit of Paul or whether it was a hallucination. Just because I'm pretty sure that Paul mask was actually a hallucination. Just because that it was floating along with him the whole time, but then once Carl actually sees for himself that Paul is dead, then the Paul mask is all of a sudden around his neck. No longer speaking, no longer floating. Which makes me think that it was never doing that, and it was always around his neck. I don't know, it's just weird. It was having like a progression up to 12, and then 12 seemed to like just kind of end things off. Kind of unceremoniously, but still really upsetting. And then the epilogue, like, is that really Carl trying to find redemption? Or trying to redeem himself, trying to get forgiveness. I mean, he did say that forgiveness is screaming and then silence. And in episode 12, he did scream and then jump off into the ocean, and then there was silence. So I don't know. I don't know if like I don't know how much of this stuff is metaphorical and how much of it literally happened, but it's just it's just so confusing. It is really cool though. It is honestly really cool with the characters just being like standing still, the only thing moving being like their faces and stuff, mainly Carl and Paul. Like there's charm in that for sure. I do like that. But like a lot of stuff, it's mainly the epilogue. A lot of stuff in there I didn't understand. What the acorn symbolizes, what the tube meat symbolizes. I'm still wondering if the tube meat is supposed to be like Carl's conscience or something. What those giant spectral hands in the ocean that like grabbed Carl, and then all of a sudden Carl got these like spectral hand powers. Like, I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that big mountain of like screaming faces on the pair of giant legs was. Still wondering if like that's like all of Carl's victims. And with them like dancing together, I thought that they were like that he was like making peace with them. But then when they jumped and crushed him, then that means that like no, they don't actually forgive him. So then why were they dancing? I don't know. I don't know if a lot of that episode there was like a lot of stuff in the epilogue that was specific, that was mainly done just to like confuse people or just WTF moments. But I mean, it was still enjoyable, even though it was hard to understand like where it was going. It was still enjoyable, and there was stuff earlier said in the epilogue that like came back around towards the end of it, and I did like that. So like, not everything was said just as something random. Some of the stuff in the epilogue, or maybe all of it, who knows. But I feel like a lot of this, some of the stuff in the epilogue, I feel like were just like more silly interactions, mainly between Carl and the tube meat. But there were still stuff that actually did have meaning and actually came back around towards the end, and I like that. So the link to this video, the Llamas with Hats episodes 1 to 12 plus the epilogue, it's in the description below so you can watch the whole thing for yourself. It's almost 40 minutes, like actually it's 38 minutes and 59 seconds long, so it's like it's almost 39 seconds long. It almost is. So it's a long watch, but I mean, it's still enjoyable. There's still funny stuff in there. I am wondering, like, if there actually is genuinely any merch of these characters or anything in the series. Like I could imagine that there's T-shirts with quotes on there. I think that would be funny. But that'll end it for this reaction video. I know I don't do a lot of reactions, because on this channel, like, I mainly enjoy doing gameplay stuff, and there isn't like a whole lot of stuff for me to like actually react to in terms of standalone videos. I have done that reacting to scary videos thing, and also reacting to weird videos, although those were made like a long time ago. But I mean, I still do enjoy like reacting to stuff. It's just that like when it comes to making videos for my channel, it's mostly gameplay stuff that I enjoy actively doing the most. But that's not to say that I don't like reacting to stuff too, because I still do. So if you guys have any suggestions for anything for me to react to as well, then also let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll get around to them, depending on like if you're wanting me to like react to like an entire series that's like super duper long, it's like multiple seasons, multiple episodes, like that's not what I mean when I say for you to like suggest stuff for me to react to. It's more like you want me to react to like a single video. And this, of course, was like multiple episodes, but it was all compiled into a single video, so I didn't have to have like multiple tabs open or anything like that. And it was each standalone episode of Llamas with Hats was like only a few minutes, but then the epilogue was like 20 minutes long. So yeah, and the enjoyable little series. So be sure to leave a like and a comment down below if you did enjoy the video. Go into the light until we meet again. Salome.